Our tongue has two functions. One is to taste, another to speak. And both these functions, facilitated by a tongue, they are very dangerous in nature when they are uncontrolled. So, proper control over these two faculties should be performed by any spiritual seeker. This point is very much emphasized by Sant Gyaneshwar in his book Gyaneshwari. He says one of the primary practice for any sadhaka is to control these two twin faculties of tongue. Now just see, this tongue is, it's so small in size compared to your whole body. It's, there is very little mass, not more than 50 gram or 100 gram. And just to satisfy this small tongue, the whole body grows like elephant. Just because of indiscriminate eating, it goes on happening. The problem here is not the act of eating. The problem is indiscriminate eating, or eating when you are not actually hungry. Now see this point, when, how many times have you eaten when you were really hungry? Now don't look at the clock, don't look at the watch or any alarm or any conditioning. Okay, don't look at any conditioning. You do breakfast when you are going to the office. Before going to the office, you do the breakfast. So if you are going at 9 o'clock, you'll be having breakfast at 8:30. If suppose that time shifts to 10 o'clock, then you'll have breakfast at 9:30. Or there is some other conditioning like a lunch time. So if the lunch time is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, then you will go and have lunch at 2 o'clock, whether you are hungry or not. Or just based on that clock itself, your digestive juices will start coming and you will feel like going to have food. But have you ever thought, are you really hungry at that point? If you really think through it, the whole purpose of doing fasting is just to analyze how your body reacts to this concept of hunger. Okay, the purpose of fasting is to distinguish the body which gets hungry and which gets fulfilled after putting something in your mouth or filling your stomach, that feeling of satisfaction and that feeling of hunger, it is happening to whom? So the purpose of fasting comes solely to satisfy, solely to distinguish the one who is getting hungry and getting fulfilled from the one who is knowing that this is happening. But nowadays fasting itself has been degraded in such a way that you do not feel hungry even when you are doing the fast. The very same thing which was meant to control the tongue has become a way of satiating new varieties during the upvas, during the during the fasting. For example, the fasting which was done on Tuesday, it does not require, it does not, you are not supposed to eat salt. You have to eat only fruits and some milk products and just one grain. So there is not much choice on such fast in which you cannot eat salt, because many delicacies require salt. But there are other fasting, like fasting done on Friday. You can eat salt on Friday. So on such days, people make a lot of delicacies, like they'll make sabudana vada, or kuttu puri, and some kind of puri sabji, and many such delicacies that are not enjoyed in other days. So they enjoy it during those days, like sabudana khichdi. Many people like it. Okay, so it has just become an just to satiate your tongue. It is no more to identify that entity within you which gets hungry and which gets fulfilled. So the whole purpose, the whole the whole the whole faculty of giving taste to your tongue, it has to be controlled, and it can only be controlled by knowing what is happening inside your body. One should not be, first remember one thing, whether you are master or your slave. Are you the master of your life, or are you the slave? If your clock says it's 11 o'clock, then you should go and eat breakfast. If your clock says it's 2 o'clock, then you should go and have lunch. Or if your clock says it's 9 p.m., then you should have dinner. Is that the way? Is that clock the master and you are the slave? No. So first identify the master. And when you just shut off the clock, oh, one day you can do this kind of experiment. Just just tell your wife to randomly change your watch, shift it by 1 hour or so. Okay, and then see how your digestive juices, they start coming when the clock hits 2 o'clock, even though it is 1 o'clock. So that kind of preconditioning your body has gone through, that when it hits 2 o'clock, it starts releasing the digestive juices, even though it is not 2 o'clock, even though it is 1 hour off here and there. So that is what is happening. The external world is trying to make you, trying to enslave you, trying to slave you, and you are no more the master, just because you have stopped listening to your body. So it is important that you feel from inside what is hunger, that you feel from inside what is thirst. And when you feel that hunger inside you, that time you understand that this hunger is happening at the periphery. It is not at the core. Okay. So imagine a circle and you are at the center. And just like all other phenomena that is happening in your life, hunger is just one of them. It happens and it goes away when you put something in your stomach. So it's just a phenomena. You are not really hungry. You know that your body is hungry. That's a right way of putting it through. You are not hungry. You are not satiated. Your body is hungry and you know it. Your body is satiated and you know it. Similar thing you can do with thirst also, but thirst is generally not associated with not associated with time actually, because you it's not really a very regular, it is not really a regularized stuff. So thirst, but with respect to thirst, you can also do this experiment. When you are really thirsty, that time, just dissociate yourself with this bodily phenomena, and in that circle of life, just remain at the center. Just remain at the center with the awareness that the thirst is happening on the periphery of that circle. And when you drink a glass of water, the thirst disappears. Hunger and thirst, they are just one of the phenomena which is happening in your life. Just like when you are in the office and you see that two of your colleagues, they are fighting with each other, and everyone is just witnessing, or you are just witnessing, aloof at the center, or somebody is crying remotely, or somebody, like when you're driving back home, you see a beggar is at the signal and he's weeping, probably with hunger. What kind of perspective you have that time? You are in the car and you are watching somebody who is hungry right at the signal post. The same aloofness you feel, you should feel, you will feel when you experience hunger for the first time. But the problem with the modern world is very rarely you will feel hunger in the real life. Before you get hungry, you stuff something in your body, you stuff something in your stomach, and the hunger disappears. So never really have you experienced the hunger. So just to experience it, there are there are methodologies to do the fasting in Indian tradition and in several other religions also. But the sole purpose of fasting is to dissociate yourself with this phenomena which is happening in the body. It is not necessary that you should do fasting for a particular deity or a particular day, or a lunar day. It is not important. It is important that you identify yourself with the center and see the bodily phenomena happening at the periphery. And when slowly you grow this kind of awareness, the quotient of awareness in your body increases, and you just remain at the center no matter what happens to the world, no matter what happens to your body, including your body, because you are at the center and you are just being witness to your body, you are just being witness to the mind. You are not the mind, you are the witness to the mind. You are not the body, you are just the witness to the mind, to the body. Just like you are witness to that beggar who was hungry. Just like you are witness to somebody crying in your office. Just like you are witness to the quarrel which is happening in your office. Just like you witness the whole world, witness your body and witness your mind. And being in that witness, you will experience the immense life energy inside you, which will guide you to what you should eat and what you should not eat. there are some food which is not good to eat. Not good to eat, not because I am saying not good to eat just because your religious text says it is not good. Not good because your life energy itself repels it. When you put something in your mouth, you see what is happening to the life energy. But typically, one doesn't eat like that. Have you seen? There are many intellectual people. I have seen professor of philosophy or many religious people, many old aged people, youngsters. They eat like as if as if completely blindfolded. They'll just stuff everything in their stomach without even a single percent of awareness in their body. And in lack of that awareness, they eat like cow, they eat like animals without being aware of what they are eating and what is happening after they eat, after they put this thing in their body. So this is not a, I won't say this is a very terrible thing, but this is not something which is desired. When you put something inside you without knowing what is happening to your life energy, you are you are just growing fat like anything. You will just grow fat and have diseases, mental and bodily diseases, just in the unawares, just being unaware of your life energy. This is what is happening. And somebody who is very fat, he'll go on thinking some diet programs to reduce their fat, some keto diets or some XYZ plan to reduce their bodily mass, but they just keep on eating everything that comes on their way because they are not thinking about their life energy. The moment they are at the center, the moment you are at the center, you practice being at the center, you experience a lot of energy flowing through your body. You will be aware of each and every part of your body. And when you are aware of each and every part of your body, when you eat something, you will see what is happening to each and every part inside your body. What is happening to your head? What is the reaction in your heart? And what is the reaction elsewhere? What is the reaction at your navel? These are subtle points in your body that immediately react to everything that happens to you. So if you eat something bad, or eat something disgusting, or eat a lot, then these centers get activated, and you immediately understand that something wrong has happened. When you put inside your mouth some fresh fruit or fresh juice, then these centers will immediately notify you that something good is happening to the body. And the extent to which the body reacts to a particular kind of food depends on what quality that food has. Food has three qualities: sattvic, tamasic, and rajasic. It is actually wrong to say that food has three qualities. In fact, everything in this world, in this gross world. Now here gross does not mean something awful. Gross here means anything in this visible universe. Anything in this visible world that you can feel, touch with your five senses. That is a gross world. So everything in this gross world, everything in the subtle world. What is a subtle world? Subtle world is your feeling, your pain, your happiness, your bliss, and whatever your mind feels. That's a subtle part of your body. So everything in your subtle world, everything in the gross world is comprised of these three qualities: sattva, rajas, and tamas. And it the quality which is imbued inside your body after ingesting some food is totally dependent on what quality that food has. Let me give you example. Sattva is the best kind of food that you can eat. It includes the milk products, the fresh fruit, fresh juices, normally vegetarian food without onion and garlic. These are sattvic food. Okay, these have the quality of sattva. When you eat such food, you will feel light within. Light in the sense you will not feel feel heavy. The other type of food is rajasic. Rajasic food is something that excites within you. Okay, like when you eat a very spicy food, then you feel your stomach is heated, and all the chakras, all the points that I said, your heart, your mind, your navel center, everything starts giving you energy to do something. You will feel sudden energy to start doing something. What is that something? You don't know, but suddenly uh, rajas typically means movement. So any rajasic food will give you energy to move here and there, and it totally depends on your own consciousness, your own conditioning to channelize that energy. Then comes the tamasic food. Now tamasic food is stale food, or some kind of food that will basically be heavy, and it will give lethargy to you, like alcohol. When somebody drinks a lot of alcohol, becomes lethargic and ultimately goes to sleep. Similar to that, there are some stale food also which will give lethargy to you, like stale meat or some frozen sandwiches or very heavy cheesy pizza. So when somebody eats it, he feels very lethargic. Okay. So when tamasic food is ingested, you feel like going to sleep. You do not feel like activity. You do not feel light like sattvic food, but you just go to sleep. So these are the three kinds of food that that one has to eat, but it depends on what you want and how you feel after ingesting such a food. Okay, for example, if you are feeling lot of activity inside you and you want it to subside down, then you should have a sattvic food. Okay, let's suppose in the morning you had a very spicy breakfast, and because of that your inside it is burning, and because of that burning sensation you are feeling a burning like sensation in your heart, in your mind. So somebody came in your way and you just thrashed him or had a quarrel with him just because you had some very spicy food in the morning. So that food is no more just part of your body. Its quality has gone deep inside your mind, right? So that subtle portion, the food has two portions. One is the gross portion that you eat and your body ingests, and there is a subtle portion also. That subtle portion is felt by your mind, and your mind is affected by the subtle portion of the food that you eat. So if you are eating a lot of spicy food, your mind will become agitated. And with that agitated mind, if you are going to have meeting with someone, you will end up quarreling. So to balance it, one should have a sattvic food like milk, light milk, some fruits, vegetarian food, or some very light dinner like khichdi. Okay. So when you have that thing during your lunch, you will feel very light. And what happens when you feel very light? You become happy, prasanna chitta. And when you are prasanna chit, then whatever you do is right. Bhagavan Buddha says in Dhammapada that whatever you do, whatever you think, whatever karma you perform, whatever speech you give, when you are prasanna chitta, it will bring you bliss. It will bring you happiness. So that's the whole purpose of having right food. And if you are a spiritual seeker, you should have only sattvic food. Google it. You'll find out plenty of material on sattvic food. Just include to a lot extent that sattvic food in your daily meals, and you will notice the difference. Now another problem that happens to people, that they are very fat and uh, unconsciously they are eating a lot of food, like a cow grazing till the stomach is full. They just keep on eating everything that comes in their way. Unconsciously they are eating. And in fact, there are many studies by the psychologists. They say that lot of eating, overeating, is actually it denotes that there is a depression inside you. Eating and depression, how they are linked actually? It is it is a very subtle point actually. When you are depressed, you tend to eat lot of food, as if you are trying to secure something. For this, you have to you have to think about the very first moment of your life when you came on this earth crying, and your mother puts the nipple in your mouth, and you start sucking the milk. That time you understand that the food and the love and the need for support, all three are interlinked. You get love from your mother, you get food from your mother, and love and food, they are totally related. Now tell me, being a kid, when you know that whenever you want food, whenever you want milk, your mother is available for the milk, then will you be storing extra in your body? No. Only when the love from the mother is rare, very scarce, not that much, then the child will start weeping. Suppose child weeps for 5 times and the mother gives him milk only once, then the child will try to accommodate as much milk as he can in the body, just to secure that extra, just to compensate for that lack of love that he has. And that's the sole cause of putting that extra food in your body. There is there is a requirement in your mind for the fulfillment in the form of love, and when that love is not available to you, you take on, you eat a lot of food. And this is what is happening. And when you become aware of that center in yourself, which is unaffected by the hunger, which is unaffected by the lack of love or lack of support in your life, when you are at the center and you become the support for your own self, you immediately start eating less. You do not have to put any diet plan, you do not have to put any keto diet, you don't have to visit any dietitian, you don't have to control anything else. You just have to be your own support. You just have to be at the center of awareness within you. And when that happens, you start seeing, okay, you are hungry. You start seeing, okay, you are lacking love. You start seeing you're lacking support from family and friends. And you are just in the order to compensate that lack of support, you go on shopping or you go on eating. That's just a bypass route that your mind has taken. And that happens only when you live in the unawareness. When you live in the total awareness at the center, then you see all these phenomena happening at the periphery. Then you don't transmute these energies. And then you stop right at the point when your hunger is satisfied. Because you started when the hunger appeared, you stopped when the hunger disappeared, and the quantity of meal that you take is not going to be more than what your body needs. So instead of eating the whole plate that you are served, instead of eating at the proper time or a conditioned time that you have been doing whole your life, just eat for that much duration, triggered by your real hunger, not by the fake hunger that you have, just by the real hunger which happens in your body, and eat only for that much duration. if if one performs the the act of eating like this, then there is no need to have diet plans or visit dietitians, etc. You can take care of yourself your own way. Just you have to catch the signals that your body provides. You have to catch the subtle changes that happen within you when you eat something, and those signals will guide you to your goal. Good luck.